Today is day 6 in our skills training guide. So for those of you who are using this for your boxing development for your athletes, this is what we do on our day 6 to get our athletes to the next level and make sure that they've embodied and gained the right muscle memory for that week. So today we always concentrate directly on practicals. And the practicals basically is a review of the week and giving them the opportunity to run the actual class. So I choose one person and I allow that person to lead the class in my shoes so that they get the true understanding, because one of the real ways to really master something is to teach it. So I rotate my guys and allow them each to have that professor hat on for this day, and they lead the other class members on what to do. So number 1, here's how we go about it. The clinicals. The examples of this is the demonstrations, offensive and defensive development. The demonstrations are basically going over all of the skills that you've done that week. So if it's catching, it's parrying, if it's blocking, if it's slipping, if it's punch logistics, basically you allow one of your instructors who was formerly the student, but now he's the instructor, you allow them to go over this written part of it basically and cover each one of these skills. So hopefully this makes sense, because the example is, here's what I'll have our student do. Give me 3 examples in 3 ways basically to stop the jab. And so each one of the students that are in that class, they actually have to call upon on demand, because this week is what they were learning. So now can they call upon it? This is kind of what you are doing to get that checklist checked off every box, one step at a time. Then you go over the review. So your review is the example of that is the rules of boxing. Especially when you're dealing with a competitive program, you want to make sure these individuals understand the actual rules. So how many knees can an amateur novice boxer take during the round? You see, these are things that make them think about more than just the actual skills. Knowing how to take a knee if your athlete's hurt or dazed is important. So they have to answer questions like this. Don't just teach them skills, teach them the real rules of boxing, and that'll serve them higher. And then they have to write a little summary, an essay for that week, what their takeaway was. So no matter what happens, this is a day that they summarize it in a paragraph or a blog. It doesn't matter. The key is that they had a takeaway from that week, even if it was one sentence. The next thing you want to do is then go over their athlete report sheet, because if you are in the top trainer program, top 1%, you get an athlete report sheet. And that basically will cover all of the things over the past 4 weeks. You do that once a month. Example, the attendance, the skills progression, character, attributes, abilities, and examples of other team members, ability to follow rules and live by the process. Here we embrace the process. Then you PT out. That's what a typical class should look like when you're working in the skills training guide. This is much more than, hey, let's do some footwork. Hey, let's catch some punches and do some mitt work. You have to learn that there are many different progressions and things that have to be in the front of that kid's mind when you're developing them. So hopefully this gave you value. If you're in quarter 1 and you're progressing to quarter 2, you're ready, you kind of tested out, your guys are ready to move forward, then make sure you contact us, DM us and say you're ready for the next quarter, and then you can open up and go right into that quarter and start with the next level, which is advanced pivot circuits. And those are going to keep you there for 9 to 12 weeks. But when you get out of that one, the sky is the limit. That is the beginning of the periodic table of boxing. So that's all I got. Coach Bradley, I'm signing out. all of my members in the School of Boxing, continue working. You are the future of boxing. Until next time, I'll see you soon in the winner's circle. Peace.